Hi, Volker. Thank you so much for taking your time today. It's such a pleasure to have you here at the SAF Global Summit 2025.
Happy to be here and that I can participate in this very important event.
And I'm really keen to discuss how partnership and policy can help break the cost supply circle and advance DHL's 30 SAF by 2030 ambition. DHL has become one of the world's front runners in the SAF adoption, with landmark deals with BP, Nasty, and World Energy. So from a public affairs perspective, how do you see DHL's biggest role in shaping the SAF market today?
I think with these big offtakes you mentioned, we can just stimulate the market and ramp up the production, which is one of the most important things to do at the moment. What we see worldwide is that we have enough volume just on the Hafer and cooked oil basis, but for the future and the advanced biofuels, there need to be a ramp up of the production just to fulfill all the demands which are out there in the market. And I think in that regard, DHL and the offtakes we do could really help to stimulate the producers. And what is at the same hand very important is to show the political side, the public side, that there is really a demand outside to just consume SAF and to decarbonize the aviation sector.
As we all know, DHL has secured more than 1.5 billion liters of SAF through a partnership since 2022. So what lessons have you learned from structuring these long-term deals, and how might they inform us future collaborations?
Well, those deals are never running smoothly. So they are even encounter issues coming up, uncertainties coming up. And I think the most important things is just to structure them in a way that you can absorb all these uncertainties. And if something happens unforeseeable, and just to mitigate this. Well, we are willing to just do those offtakes even in the future, as I mentioned, to stimulate the market. And I think this is our role that we take. And we are also able to just convince our consumers to buy those new technologies and new just to decarbonize their supply chain.
Yes. Beyond corporate partnerships, what role do you expect government or regulators to play in making SAF competitive with the traditional fossil fuel? Are mandates, subsidized or tax credits the right levers for this part?
Yes, they are. And I think it's all about the right mix that you have to do with those mentioned instruments. The SAF mandates for sure have ramped up the SAF market, not only in Europe, but also globally, because a lot of regions who are going to produce SAF are looking at the European market, because they know mandates create a kind of certainty and stability for their investments and the offtakes. On the other hand, there are some other issues that should be, solved, and the regulation has to be reviewed, like the flexibility mechanism that we need in Europe, just to give all participants the chance to participate, because you don't have SAF all over the places. And I think what we are looking for is a real book and claim mechanism that allows us to just divide the production and the physical use of SAF from the just accounts and incentives coming out of the decarbonization scheme. So there are some things that should be taken in a review process and in a monitoring process. And one of the most important things is, I think, the real carbon price coming out of the usage of fossil has to be implemented more into the price for the fossil fuels.
Yes. So speaking of the service price that you are providing right now, through your Go Green Plus service, customers can choose SAF to reduce Scope 3 emissions. So I'm actually wondering, how strong is customer demand today, and do you expect it to accelerate as the climate reporting requirements tighten?
Well, within the last 18 months, our Go Green Plus products have been developed very, very well and have been grown very well. And I think we see that there is still a demand for green shippings, for decarbonizing the supply chains within the companies. So we are very optimistic that this is the right way and that will, even in the future, develop very, very well.
Yes. DHL has committed to 30% of the SAF use by 2030. So what do you think are the biggest risks to meeting this target? And how is DHL mitigating their?
So I think the most important thing is just to monitor the market very well, know the items and sensitivities in the markets and how it's developed. Work and collaborate close with partners, not only having a negotiation relation, but really looking at each other as partners who are trying to develop this sector together. And therefore, you need openness with your partners to just really discuss problems, find mechanisms, and share the risk which lies within in the development of this sector.
Yes. Thank you so much, Volker, for all of your thoughtful insights. And I appreciate your perspective on the policy, finance, and partnership levers across the scaling up of SAF. And I look forward to staying in touch with DHL's future milestone and project.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Volker.